So now that you are already here, I have your attention. So hello, this is a video explaining the story and the plot and all the other things about the skit in the vlog. The main purpose of this video is to help everyone be on the same page. Also, because I am unable to write good dialogues for you, I thought that if we all understand the situation of the story, you will be able to improvise naturally and make your own dialogues. So being in your natural form in the skit will also make it seamless for the later part of the video, as it would sound like you. You would sound naturally like you throughout the video. I mean, you will sound same in both the scripted part and the non-scripted part. And considering your attention span, this gameplay video will keep playing at the side to keep you engaged throughout the video. You see all these drawings and sketches in the background? Yes, these are called storyboards. So with the help of these storyboards, I will explain situation and the scene. The main output will be around 7 to 8 minutes long. I mean, after the final output, after editing all the thing, the skit will be around 7 to 8 minutes long. Along with this skit, our normal task will also progress with the video, as the story will include the following things. Number one, it will include the loading of the items in the morning outside Santu's house. Number two, it will include the journey plus our introduction. And number three, arrival at the spot. We that arrive at the spot, and plus unloading of the items and some preparations. Okay, I guess we can keep discussing the rest of the details while in between the shots. So this is the first opening shot. It's also called an establishing shot. With music being played in the background, it will be high angle, wide shot to reveal the location. The purpose of an establishing shot is to set the mood and atmosphere. So if you see the picture there is a car parked near the wall, and you can also see a bunch of guys in a picture. You will get to know what they are doing very shortly. The placement and the subjects and the other elements in the frame will be adjusted accordingly on the final day. This is just an idea and a reference. So the next shot is a normal shot where you see us busy moving here and there, loading up things, picking up bags and all. So here we also can hear the chatters and talkings, but not very clearly. Then the voice of Jinku comes in kind of an angry tone, and he shouts at the group like, with that, the shot is cut to another shot. The next shot, exactly like the drawing, is the side view of the car, where we hear some random chatter talking from inside the car. We are all inside the car now. Now Sonju's voice comes. বস্তুখিনি গোটেই ভৰাইছে না গোটেই সঞ্জুৰ ডায়লগ আধা কোৱাতে আমি এটা কাট দিম মাজতে ডায়লগ will continue but the video will have a cut. We'll jump to the next scene which will be from the interior of the car. Before moving to the next shot, let me tell you about a camera movement which is called whip pan. So in your screen you can see an example of a whip pan movement. It's a fast movement from one frame to the other. আমরা বহুত ফাস্ট মুভ হয় from এটা সিনৰ পৰা এটা shot এটা ফ্ৰেমৰ পৰা এটা ফ্ৰেমৰ like back and forth হৈ থাকব পাৰে. So আমি এই whip pan টা ইউজ কৰিম. So while Sanju is holding a list and he calls the items one by one just to confirm if they are loaded or not, he will start with the previous dialogue. So we will start with the previous dialogue and continue. Anihini disana as a question you will ask. So whip pan to Jinku, who will say whip pan back to Sanju. Now whip pan to Aman. Aman will say so whip pan back to Sanju. Aru snacks for Toplada. Now whip pan to Rajnish. So Rajnish, while eating some snacks, will say now whip pan back to Sanju again. So while Sanju was about to say his snacks, Bangni will interrupt. Bangni overlaps Sanju's dialogue, breaking the rhythm that was going on with this whip pan movement. So while Bangni is sitting in the back seat of the car and he looks out of the car through the window, Bangni says, so now the camera whip pans back to Sanju. He also looks through the window and says, whip pan back to Rajnish. Rajnish quickly gets off the car. Cut to the wide shot of the car covering the whole length of the car from the side. The camera will be static here. Rajnish will load the bag into the car and get back to his seat saying, so Jinku adds after him as soon as Rajnish's dialogue ends. Jinku saying about the matchbox is here to foreshadow about it. Foreshadowing is to give a small hint about an upcoming event or twist. The shot will slowly zoom in as these dialogues go on. Think of it like a camera is a person outside the car and listening to us from a third person view. At last, Sanju's voice will be heard. So, and with a loud cheer, everyone says like, and the car will move forward. Next shot is called blocking, where the frame is changed without a cut. The zooming in effect will continue. Just the car will move forward, and the title of the vlog is revealed in the wall. Energetic music will start with a beat. It will continue with the next part of the play, which is the journey. Now with all the energetic music playing in the background, I have thought of adding some good shots of the moving car, both from inside and outside, for the journey part. We will have to shoot some extra for B-rolls, so we will figure it out on that day. Now about the introduction, I have an idea to shoot each one of us in a school slow-mo B-roll while introduced. Idea is very similar to how characters are introduced in some films, and of course we will do it in a fun way along with some fun description. The journey part ends as we approach the picnic spot. The next shot is a high-angle wide shot of the car approaching towards the camera. Everyone gets out of the car and starts to unload the items and starts preparing for the picnic. All these three shots go with the music. This last shot will be revealing the whole location type of shots, showing all the rivers, pahar and all in the frame. It's a kind of a establishing shot. We'll hold it for a few more extra seconds because of what is coming next. Very briefly, I will talk about an editing technique now, which is called J-cut. We have to understand it because the next part depends on it. A J-cut is a transition where the audio from the upcoming clip will start playing from the current clip, usually used to create a smooth and seamless transition between two clips.
I can't, I gotta go home. That's all it is. They're like the police department for wise guys.
But we will use it to implement a joke. I may have already told you this one. It is a mobile screen size comparison discussion between a group. So the joke is, if you don't have a real context of what is being talked about, it gives a double meaning. Like Mota 6.12 inch. Sanjut dhori bhal lage. Kiman danger zen feel no hoy. Rajni sir mo ta pray ki size zero feel out. More dark color gila besi bhal lage. The dialogue will start playing at this white shot. After a few seconds, the video of the original clip will be played. That becomes a J-cut. So while the audio continues to play, the video will cut to the shot, which is like a medium shot of us talking in a group, as the dialogue will continue, but making it less dirty. Now we will jump to the original clip from where the audio was coming from for the last two shots, which will be a handheld shot from my point of view. Here, as we play the clip, we will see us comparing the mobile phones and screens. Only in this shot, a person seeing this will realize the joke that he was thinking dirty. The dialogues will become a little obvious that we are actually talking about mobile phones, not anything dirty, as we move towards the original clip. Like towards the end, when we finally about to reveal that we are actually talking about mobiles, we can include dialogues like game খেলবা ভাল কিন্তু মডা ফিল্ম চাই ভাল লাগে আজিকালি স্ক্রিনৰ এসপেক্ট ৰেশিও গিলা অলপ ঢিলা হৈছে না ইনকানে ফিল্ম গিলা বঢ়িয়াকে ফুল স্ক্রিনৰ প্লে হয়. Between these dialogue, Jinku, who was not a part of this discussion, will call. Jinku side pura maan dibo. Remember the whip pan? As Jinku will call. Oh, ikabe master dekse niki? Whip pan to Jinku, to which Rajnesh will monakhonot আছে bole. Jinku ise hey do monakhonot na. Sanju will are bhalke sa na ase abe de. Pangni will ask side hoisil monat. Jinku replies, মই আমানক থবা দিছিলো মোনাখনত আমান উঠ গেল না. Rajnesh will reply, আমানে ইফালে গেছে কল বাটন পাইছে. Then Sanju, all of this might feel very slow while I'm explaining it, but after editing and all these things, the editing will be very fast and also the dialogue deliveries will be very quick. Try to imagine it happening in a very quick way. Now, various searching shots of the match, like searching it in the car, in the bag, in the trunk, and every searching shot will end with saying, nine. In this shot, Jinku is in the middle and the searching shots are on both sides of Jinku. And Jinku will say, কি এবাল এতেও নাই তাতেও নাই কি করবি জোনত এটা দোকান নাই একো নাই আৰু ইমান দূৰ মেচ আনবা যোৱাতকে ঘৰ যোৱা ভাল আৰু ইমান কিহৰ চিপ্ৰামি এটা মেচ এটাই মেচ কিনছা না কি এই মেনেজাৰ কি হ'ল এটাই মেচ আছিল সেইটাও নাই কি মেনেজ কৰা কৰিবা. To which Sanju will reply, মই এইখিনি বজাৰ কৰাই নাই ৰাজনীতিয়ে কৰিছে মোক ঘৰতেই একবাৰ কিয় মনত কৰে নেটলি যে আৰু এটা ল'বা কাৰণে. Jinku, without letting Sanju finish his dialogue, কি ক'ব লাগে জানবাই লাগে না এটা মেয়ে জানাতে কি আর মুঠতে অলপ argument start হয়েছে. While these dialogues are going on, the camera in this shot will focus on Bangni, who is sitting in the car and is just spectating Jinku and Sanju arguing. The camera will slowly zoom to him and with a dolly zoom at the end. What is a dolly zoom? This is a dolly zoom and it is also called vertigo effect. So dolly zoom to him as soon as he will have a realization of something. It's like a eureka moment. He will silence everyone, saying, "Oh, he will get out of the car and say, looking at me, there will be the camera." Like, to that, I reply, "Oh yes, and I take out my phone, play a video, and the scene transitions to the flashback. Okay, this is the flashback scene. I am going through it very, very quickly. The morning scene is very similar to how it was shown in the first scene, but adding some different angles now. Now we focus on the group which was doing something near the car. We move closer to the group and we finally know that they are playing with the matchbox. Bangni, Rajni, Aman, and me as well, I think, as the camera will be there. Bangni and Rajni are talking about showing some matchbox tricks. If you can pull off this kind of tricks, it will be so cool. Bangni shows some tricks. Rajnish asks the matchbox and takes it from Bangni. Rajnish now tries to do the tricks. Aman also later asks the matchbox to show the trick himself. All we see is that matchsticks are being wasted. They are falling in the ground one by one. In the same shot, we see at a distance Jinku entering the frame. He is carrying something. He is about to load something into the car. When he sees the group playing, he shouts at the group. Jinku shouting here connects to the first scene where Jinku scolds the group. Jinku seems frustrated that he is working and this Rajni is Bangni Aman fucking around and doing nothing. Jinko, please manage this one. So Jinko in a commanding tone says, "Aru Rajni, khori khini sonjo khudi kene tate loya." And looking at Aman, Jinko asks him to put the matchbox in the bag. Aman, as he was about to put the matchbox from a distance, throw will be interrupted by Rajnis, who will ask help him to bring the khori. Because the throw was interrupted, it will be misplaced. Now the throw in slow-mo will be played and at last hitting the side of the bag and in the ground. Aman did not notice that. In fact, no one notices. With the camera placed at the same frame as the matchbox is in the ground, the bag, the matchbox, the car, everything will be in the frame. There will be a time lapse of the rest of the preparations. Like the first scene, Rajneesh gets out of the car in a hurry, takes the bag, loads it into the car, gets back into the car moves forward and leaving the matchbox. Here the flashback ends. After looking through the clips of the morning, we transition back to the present from the mobile screen. Now we all realize that we have left the matchbox. We are awkwardly silent now for a bit. We have no hope now. Quickly, Jinku breaks the silence, saying, after another pause, he says, everyone starts to call Aman. With every call, frame of the shot gets wider and wider. And finally, after a few, like 3 calls, Aman replies. Hey. Now the cool, heroic entry of Aman. After he reaches us, he is questioned for his carelessness. Everyone throws their frustration on him. He is heavily questioned and he is overwhelmed with all the questions. I have not drawn the frames here, but there will be a slow motion reaction sorts of speaking along with the concussion effect. In between all this, while this is going on, Aman reaches his pocket and pulls out the lighter from his pocket. The lighter is in his hand. Everything is silent now. After a few seconds, we can hear audio reactions like while all these reactions play, Jinku snatched the lighter from Aman's hand and in a whip, the screen goes black. It is the end of the skit. Now to open for the normal vlog, the very next shot will be the shot of a fire, the burning fire. And we just enjoy the day happily ever after.